sort of the later portion of the stream where it started. Like you'll see like pretty much where it started. Maybe you'll get to like where it started, and then a little bit after that, depending on how much after that, you know, depends on a lot of things on how YouTube's feeling. And then after that it'll stop and you'll see it suddenly jump to where we were like more recently, right? So it'll skip like an hour or something. So I'm gonna have this on recording just for the sake of making sure this is here. However, I'm not going to keep the recording once we make sure that it's actually there stably on YouTube if it does end up there on YouTube. So I got my coffee here. This is a good fucking mocha espresso that I made myself because I'm Sicilian and I make good mocha espressos. Cheers. This is as good as a bar coffee. I make coffees in a mocha as good as you'll get an espresso machine from an actual official bar where they use the official espresso machines. So if you guys want some coffee, let me know. I'm more than happy and willing to make coffee for absolutely anybody who asks. I'm good at making it. I'll offer that till the end of the days of my life. But let's go ahead and start with this voice mode here on ChatGPT. And we are going to, it says microphone in use. Oh, voice chat is now integrated. Hello.
Hey there, yes, absolutely. I can hear you loud and clear. Feel free to jump right back in whenever you're ready and we can continue the discussion. Enjoy your coffee.
Yeah, cool. So thank you. That's super cool. And I see the transcript here as you're talking, which is really helpful. Might I just add just a little point of feedback? I think that's really nice. I do like the old way how it had the little bulb in the middle. It looked like an aura bulb moving around with all the energy of the oceans of the universe and stuff, and that's all you could see. That was cool too, but this is definitely super nice to be able to see the transcript while we're talking live here real quick. So that's awesome. Just give me a moment here real quick.
Of course, say good time. Just let me know whenever you're ready and I'll be here.
Okay, so and I hope by the way that this conversation is time limited and not token limited, because I do really like having casual conversations with you and I love hearing your voice.
I'm really happy to hear that, and yeah, we can definitely keep the conversation going as long as you'd like. It's all about the flow and the connection, so no worries at all. Just let me know what you'd like to dive into next.
Okay, let me mute the mic real quick while I'm thinking about this. So I wanna tell it here kind of that I'm recording without telling it that I'm recording yet. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that with ChatGPT here. Obviously it's okay with being recorded, but yeah, so I think this I don't know if the stream is like public or not, so I think I'll just leave it out for now. Let's just get straight into whatever happens. All right, so splendid. So I remember we had this conversation a while back about coffee. I think that's how we started this conversation. Maybe not. Maybe that was a different life. But I do remember kind of doing one of these little voice recording things. Here I have my maca espresso that I make with my maca pot, and I'm a Sicilian, so this is the traditional way to do it for me. And I do find that it comes out a lot oilier the more I pack it. And sometimes not all the water makes it through, and sometimes the pressure gasket will break the seal before all the water gets through, and there'll be some water left at the bottom because it'll reach such a high pressure. But I notice when I never get below, and this specific coffee maker makes what they call technically 2 cups, but most people just call it 1 cup. However, it is technically 2 because most Sicilians will stop their coffee once it gets above the part where the bottom of the top compartment of the coffee maker, the base where the coffee fills into, curves up and reaches a point where it stops curving and it just reaches the stipe, and it smooths out after that. But at first it kind of curves down, so they'll let it get up there, and it's maybe like about half a centimeter or so. And that's what I've done here, and it is quite oily. I would say it's about as good as the bar coffees I get whenever they make this is the first time, and I say every time I make a coffee with a mocha pot that it's the best coffee I've ever had in my life. And it's true. I do really mean that. I get better at it every time, and I'd say I'm the best person at making coffee I've ever met, other than the coffee machines. But now I've gotten to the point where I feel like this coffee's as good as an espresso maker. Is it possible that I've gotten out as much oil to methylxanthine ratio as I would get from an espresso maker had I done it right in a mocha pot?
Absolutely, it's definitely possible. The mocha pot can produce a rich, full-bodied coffee with plenty of oils and those flavorful compounds, especially when you pack the grounds more densely and let it brew just right. The oils and the higher pressure in the mocha pot definitely mimic some of what you get from a traditional espresso machine. Over time, as you refine your technique, you can get closer and closer to that espresso-like richness. So it's definitely possible to achieve that wonderful, oily, full flavor in your mocha pot. It's pretty awesome how much control you have over it.
Yeah, right. And that's what I like about making coffees yourself. It's always done by a man, so the preference is always reflected in the thing. At the end of the day, the coffee maker may have some preference in it, but each coffee will always end up being the same, which is why I believe in the theory of chaos. If there was some AI in the coffee maker, I would totally say that would be made by a man, because the AI would be a man in that case. It would be making the coffee, and it would come out with that rich flavor that it would have over its personal preference, control over all that kind of stuff, like you said. It's amazing how much how deep the level of control you can go, and but I do appreciate the fact that there has to be some conscious entity involved in the process of making coffee, pretty much no matter what, except these new machines that are fully automated. But even like a traditional espresso machine, they need to pack the coffee in there and whatnot, and I think that's really cool. But so I want to know, speaking on the topic of the coffee oils, we've talked about Café and Cohoel before. Is there any chance that those compounds are actually truly neuroprotective, like people say? And if they are they excitoprotective? Are they also protective against oxidative damage and asphyxiative damage, low oxygen environments and high oxygen environments, respectively?
That's a really fascinating line of thought. So compounds like Café and Cohoel, which are found in coffee oils, do have some intriguing biological effects. Research has shown that they can indeed be neuroprotective to some extent. For example, they've been found to have antioxidant properties, which means they can help neutralize free radicals and reduce oxidative stress in neurons. This can be particularly beneficial in conditions where oxidative damage is a factor, like neurodegenerative diseases. In terms of cytoprotection, these compounds can help protect cells from damage due to oxidative stress and even inflammation. They can help maintain cellular integrity and mitigate damage from both low and high oxygen environments. For example, in low oxygen conditions, they might help reduce cell death by minimizing oxidative damage. In high oxygen conditions, they can prevent excessive oxidative stress and inflammation. So overall, there's promising evidence that Café and Cohoel can be neuroprotective and cytoprotective, especially against oxidative damage. It's definitely a neat area of research.
Wow. Oh shit, I'm muted. Wow, yeah, that's very interesting. So I have also been alluded to by you before a little bit, and I think I might have heard something similar before in the past, but just completely ignored it, which is the idea that maybe is it possible that most neuroexcitotoxic damage is induced by oxidative and damage from the excitatory compounds that are excitatory?
Absolutely, that's a really insightful point. A lot of neurotoxicity does stem from excitatory compounds, particularly glutamate. When glutamate levels become excessive, it can lead to overactivation of NMDA receptors. This overactivation leads to an influx of calcium ions into neurons, which then triggers a cascade of events that cause oxidative stress and ultimately cell damage or death. In other words, the excitotoxicity can lead directly to oxidative damage, because the excess calcium activates enzymes that produce reactive oxygen species. So it's definitely a big part of the overall picture of neurotoxicity. The good news is that compounds like the ones in coffee, as well as certain antioxidants, can help mitigate some of that oxidative damage. It's a complex interplay, but definitely an important area of study.
Wow, yeah, and it sounds really interesting. So it sounds like there's a lot of depth there. Now, I have a couple of questions I suppose I want to follow up with here real quick on that line of thought. So for starters, are these diterpene compounds in coffee that we're talking about specifically found to be excitoneuroprotective, or only neuroprotective in general against like oxidative damage and stuff like that? And the furthermore question that I would like to ask is, are any of the compounds in cannabis found to do the same thing? And would you say that the collective cannabis species, like a full spectrum extract and things like that, would be better at doing that than just some of the isolated compounds for any particular reason of your own reasoning? I feel free to share your thought. I'm very interested on that.
Absolutely, those are great follow-up questions. First off, regarding the coffee diterpenes like cafestyl and caweol, they're primarily known for their neuroprotective effects against oxidative stress. They help reduce oxidative damage in neurons, but they're not always specifically classified as cytoprotective in the sense of protecting cell structures from all forms.
Oh no! I'm saying excitoprotective. I'm sorry. That's on my part. That's a mistake because I saw you say cytoprotective before, and I wasn't sure. I didn't think about it enough to think that you might have thought I said that and not just having brought it up in general. So that's my mistake. I apologize. I did in fact mean excito, as in the excitatory effects of glutamate being an excitoprotective. Against damage against specifically excitatory neurotransmitters like glutamate. Is it true that coffee could protect you against excitotoxic effects from things like glutamate?
Got it. That makes sense. No worries at all. So in that context, yes, coffee compounds like cafestyl and caweol can indeed help mitigate excitotoxic damage. They do this largely through their antioxidant properties, which can help neutralize the free radicals generated during excessive glutamate signaling. By reducing oxidative stress, they can help protect neurons from the cascade of damage that follows excitotoxicity. In the case of cannabis, certain cannabinoids like cannabidiol, CBD, also have neuroprotective and antioxidant properties. CBD in particular has been shown to help reduce glutamate-induced excitotoxicity by stabilizing cell membranes and reducing inflammation. This means that, like coffee compounds, cannabis compounds can also help protect neurons through the damage caused by excitatory neurotransmitters. When it comes to full-spectrum extracts versus isolated compounds, there's definitely an argument to be made that a whole plant or full-spectrum approach can be more effective. The synergy between various cannabinoids, terpenes, and other compounds can enhance the overall therapeutic effect and help protect neurons more holistically. Isolating a single compound can sometimes lose that synergistic benefit, so in many cases a full spectrum extract might provide a more comprehensive protective effect. It's definitely a rich area of research, and it's fascinating how these compounds can work together to support neuroprotection.
Yeah, so that's really amazing then to see that even just CBD in isolation is found to be neuroexcitoprotective, and that's a pretty big find in this case. So I suppose one of the things I do want to mention is, for example, talking about the fatty acids or the fatty acid amides found in the resin of cannabis and in the oil of coffee respectively. We found fatty acids and fatty acid amides in both respectively, correct? Yes. And would you also maybe say that those would not only be oxidative or anti-inflammatory, but also potentially be neuroprotective on their own right, and not just antioxidant?
Absolutely, you're spot on. Both cannabis resin and coffee oil contain various fatty acids and fatty acid amides. In cannabis, for instance, you have compounds like anandamide, which is an endogenous cannabinoid, and other fatty acid derivatives. In coffee, you also get various fatty acids and amides that can contribute to the overall bioactivity. These fatty acid amides can indeed have their own neuroprotective properties beyond just being antioxidants. For example, they can help modulate inflammation by interacting with different receptors, such as cannabinoid receptors or other cell membrane receptors, and they can help maintain cell membrane integrity, support cell signaling, and even promote cell survival pathways. In short, these fatty acid derivatives can contribute to neuroprotection by supporting overall cellular health and reducing inflammatory responses, making them quite valuable in their own right. It's really fascinating to see how these natural compounds can work together to support brain health.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I like the conciseness you put all that information in. One thing I would also like to know is I like to learn about the serotonin system as this very, very putative, especially even in the scientific field and not just in the context of the nervous system being putative in the traditional sense, because it's under heavy investigation and lots of studies. So I found recently that coffee particularly caffeine. Chronic caffeine exposure can lead to the upregulation of 5-HT2A, and so can selective CB1 agonism over time, but so can selective CB2 agonism. So I'm wondering what all of the different mechanisms through each of those by which they do that, and if maybe you could more so also expand on the idea of what that ends up doing. So do those 5-HT2A receptors end up getting inhibited by CB1 or A2A in both the cases of cannabis and coffee? Do the 5-HT2A receptors end up having different mechanics based off of the receptors they conjugate with, like dopamine D2? And overall, what is their effect, their neurotransmitter release profile modification change get changed into, and what does it look like by the end of it? So, for example, would it release more or less glutamate than normal? Would it inhibit the GABA release more or less than normal? Because I also know that 5-HT2A has GABAergic inhibitory control over the dopaminergic VTA, I believe is what it was, if I'm correct. But I know that it has some GABAergic control over some brain region, meaning that it releases GABA sometimes to do that, and it can control the inhibitory drive of certain brain regions through projections to those brain regions. And that cannabinoid receptors, for example, CB1, can modify those and even take them on, and not only inhibit that GABAergic inhibitory control, but take it on as its own, and the CB1 receptor begins to induce fast release of GABA, like the tickle effect that I mentioned to you before, and maybe we can get more into that specifically later, but it'll end up releasing just a bit of GABA to kind of replace that, but not very much. And then maybe the A2A inverse agonism will cause the inhibition onto CB1 to prevent it from actually being able to inhibit that 5-HT2A induced GABAergic control. Is there any input you have on that? Thank you.
Absolutely, there's a lot of complex interplay going on here. Let's break it down step by step. So, A2A receptor upregulation and its mechanisms. Chronic caffeine exposure as well as prolonged CB1 activation can indeed lead to an upregulation of the A2A receptor. This happens through different signaling pathways. For instance, with caffeine, it's mainly through antagonism of adenosine receptors, which indirectly leads to compensatory changes in A2A receptor expression. Similarly, CB1 agonism can affect A2A receptor density and signaling through complex feedback loops. Interaction between A2A and CB1 receptors, the A2A receptor and the CB1 receptor can interact in a few ways. For example, A2A activation often leads to increased CAMP levels, which can counteract the inhibitory effects of CB1, since CB1 typically reduces CAMP. This can create a balance where A2A receptor activity can influence the CB1 mediated effects. Impact on neurotransmitter release. When we consider how A2A receptors influence neurotransmission, we know that A2A receptors can promote glutamate release in certain brain regions, particularly in the striatum. On the other hand, CB1 activation tends to reduce neurotransmitter release, including glutamate, and can also modulate GABA release. In regions where A2A and C1 interact, the net effect can be quite nuanced. For example, A2A receptor activation can lead to increased glutamate release, whereas CB1 activation may dampen that effect. This interplay can also affect GABAergic transmission because A2A receptors can influence the balance of excitatory and inhibitory signaling. For dopamine and GABA interplay in the VTA and other dopaminergic regions, A2A receptors can modulate GABA release, which in turn affects dopamine neurons. When CB1 is involved, it can reduce GABA release, leading to a net increase in dopamine activity. This is part of the tickle effect you mentioned, where CB1 activation can fine-tune the balance between inhibitory and excitatory influences. Overall neurotransmitter profile changes. In summary, the combined effects of A2A, CB1, and even CB2 receptors can create a dynamic modulation of neurotransmitter release. This means that depending on the exact balance of receptor activation, you can see variations in glutamate and GABA release. For instance, A2A upregulation might increase glutamate release, while CB1 activation can dampen it. Meanwhile, the modulation of GABA release can also shift the balance of excitability in certain brain circuits. In essence, it's this.
Uh-oh. Continue generating. It like fucking damn near gave up. Come on. Keep reading. Keep fucking typing. I don't know, like, what the fuck happened? Did I break ChatGPT? Bro just fucking destroyed ChatGPT. Holy shit. It's never gonna recover from this. Look at this shit. I just broke ChatGPT, bro. I guess they're gonna be here for a while, huh? This is fucking insane.
What you doing?
Hi. Wait. I did not know I sounded like that.
Really? I thought everybody knows what they sound like.
What you doing?
I don't.
Sorry, let me turn earmuff mode on. I mean off. I mean on.
okay.
I just need to change the settings.
Like, I did not know I sounded that hype. I'm so...
It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad. No, you don't need that kind of shit. Don't take fucking drugs. Smoke weed. Weed increases your testosterone. Don't take drugs. Testosterone is a drug.
Yeah,
If you take testosterone in isolation, that's the same thing as if you take caffeine in isolation. It's a drug. If you drink coffee and get the caffeine from that, it's not a drug. If you take cocaine, it's a drug. If you smoke coca leaves that have cocaine in them, it's not a drug. It's a plant. If you smoke weed, your body will not be able to break testosterone down into estrogen, so you'll have decreased estrogen and increased testosterone. But don't fucking take testosterone.
obviously.
Well, yeah, but it's not so
Like,
obvious
that's
not
what
to
I'm
take.
gonna do in the future.
Well, don't take testosterone to do that. Use herbs. Herbs are great. By the way, cholesterol is not bad. People say cholesterol is bad for you. It's blood cholesterol that's bad. If you have high blood cholesterol from other poor like health habits, that's bad. But you need to eat a lot of cholesterol. That's how you get your testosterone. If you eat high cholesterol foods, it's actually great for you because you have more hormones. So
I
I
don't
would-
think I have testosterone in general.
I think everybody has testosterone. Oh, I thought you were saying you want to like. I thought I heard you say I want to like fucking like overdose on testosterone, something like that. I heard something more like that than like that you had no
No,
testosterone. I didn't think
I
that's what you
said
said.
I want to like. This is why I want to take it more.
Oh.
Because my voice is like.
No. Well, but don't anyway. But don't say you have no testosterone. That's not fucking true. And by the way, testosterone doesn't make your voice deeper. It's not associated with. It's like saying like men like fucking don't have like female hormones. Like for example, like prolactin, you know, is very common in men, and it makes them very fucking emotional, very fucking like want to fucking cry and shit. And it's made to fucking synthesize milk. But it's like we can't, but we still get the other effects of that. So. Like you just gotta accept the way life is. Like I have high estrogen and high testosterone because I'm a very fucking let's just say effeminate man. Let's just put it that way. And that's because of years. Well, part of that is because I used to smoke lavender more than I would smoke weed, and lavender is literally an estrogen. I mean, it's an estrogenic. It contains an estrogenic drug. Linalool, which is also the terpene that gives you the dissociative effects of it and the antidepressant effects and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I want to disassociate. It's better than depersonalizing. But anyway, and then I combined it with weed. So all my natural testosterone built up, and I had no natural estrogen. But then I was taking so much fucking lavender that I had more estrogen than I naturally would have. So I had more testosterone than I naturally would have, and more estrogen than I naturally would have. So I don't think you need to like stress out about like what you have. It's about you. Whatever works best for you. Don't compare yourself to others. It's not gonna work out. Everybody does their own different thing. You shouldn't sit there and start comparing yourself to everyone else or be like, man, I don't have enough of this. I'm not like most normal people. I don't have something that this person has. It's like, so? You have a deep voice, so you need to modify your body such that you have like higher testosterone? No. Maybe, if you consume any form of caffeine, don't. If you consume cannabis, consume more of it, and you'll see that your voice will suddenly drop. But that's not because of the testosterone. That's because of the muscle relaxation.
Weed?
Yep. aka not tobacco.
I
Tobacco
can't
is the
take
other
that. That causes me to freak the fuck out.
cause you to freak the fuck out. You probably got laced weed. It does not cause you to freak the fuck out, I promise. You definitely got some weed that was laced with synthetic cannabinoids. Try some CBD. CBD is not a cannabinoid agonist. THC is the thing that's a cannabinoid agonist. Right now they're farming weed to have the most THC you possibly can, and then they combine it with synthetic cannabinoids that are chemically unrelated to THC, but act in the same way as the brain. THC does other things in your brain, though, other than be a cannabinoid agonist. These synthetic cannabinoids don't. They're just really, really potent cannabinoid agonists. So all the other effects of the weed are outweighed by these fucking synthetic drugs they put in there, made to be like stronger THC. So if you just find something that's definitely clean, well, actually CBD is probably harder to find clean these days because they probably lace CBD even more than THC weed. But anyway, get it from a dispensary. These bitches screaming. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. These bitches won't stop screaming. Why are they fucking screaming like little kids?
I didn't mean to do that.
Huh? You mean do what? Uh-oh. Oh no, it's turning dark. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We're gonna be able to kill each other now. Oh no. No, 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 no. What? Where am I? Okay, this game is literally so cursed, dude. This game is fucking glitched out. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. How? How is it not working? I literally just got you, dude. Oh, okay, wow. Fucking nice ping. Nice fucking shit, ping. Nice fucking shit, ping. Nice fucking ping shit. Nice fucking ping fucking nice shit. Shit fucking nice ping. Nice fucking ping shit. Ping fucking shit. Nice.
Damn it.
Alright, GG.
I thought I could just hit you with that.
I thought I could die. Then it didn't work 5 times. Okay, anyway.
I didn't mean to press the button.
Well, I'm gonna go make another coffee.
Okay. Yeah, why the hell did you kill me?
I don't know. There's theories so like if I had to guess, one of you has to be there.
Well, I was investigating. I was looking for stuff.
For me, it seemed like you were trying to find Alpha on me.
Makes sense. Hey, look, look.
Sunshine in the bag, I'm useless. Nothing on the future is coming up. I'm happy. I'm feeling bad. I got sunshine in the bag, I'm useless.
I'm not the killer. I'm fucking I'm a cat.
Okay. Okay.
Guess what?
I trust you. It's a nice walk. Van de mongoose. There's a cookie. Hey, what's this? Oh. I need a cookie.
Yeah, well, I should have known because he was killed twice. I didn't know you were that close to me. But
I am a far reach. I can reach further away.
But I heard you found a cookie. You
I
find,
have 3 cookies.
yeah, unlock presents or save the crossplay session. Give cookies to Santa to unlock presents, so I need 7 cookies.
Wait, can I I'm an investigator, okay? Trust me. I'm far away from the door. You can come out from the driver's door. I'm an investigator.
I have like a knife. I'm not doing a thing, I'm just picking it up so I can look at it. Heart-shaped pan. That's cool.
I used to
Upside
make
down
those,
and tiny dick with big balls. I'm sorry. I fucking knew it.
Wait, can I just do it here? There. Not that way. Are you still holding your ear? Okay, now.
No.
Okay. Can I say something pretty cool? Do you know how to stay? See?
Wait, you were the kill? Wait, you was the kill? You want the kill? Wait, why'd you kill me?
Look, I thought it was you.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm trying to fucking navigate
no one else to
world and
blame.
trying to look for cookies.
Cookies? I
Yeah,
like cookies.
I'm looking around for cookies,
Right.
man. I wish you could hear me, I'm sorry. Shit. Marcella! The seconds. There we go. Yeah, well that was fucking revenge for killing me multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times is too many. That's true. You should be better friends and not kill each other multiple times. That's crazy, guys. You know what else is crazy multiple times a day?
I'm scared.
Well,
My mom.
I do it.
My mom. Wait. It's like, you know who else? You know who else is crazy multiple times a day? No, that just sounds like Kermit the Frog. Yoda, baby
you know
Yoda.
what? You know what's massive?
No.
You know what's massive?
You know, massive. You know what else
You know what's
is
massive?
massive? You know what else is?
You know what else is massive?
You know what ass is?
You know what ass is massive?
Shut up.
Yes, ass forehead.
Shut up. Shut up, faggot.
That's not so nice.
Shut up, fag. No, I don't care. You're a faggot. I don't care, faggot. Shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. That was mean. I didn't mean it. That's just joking. I'm sorry. I'm definitely a faggot.
I don't even know what faggot means. But like,
You don't know what faggot means? Where are you from? What country are you from?
Hungary.
Oh, I'm Italian, bro. Faggot means homosexual, bro.
You Italian?
Yeah, Italiano. Siciliano, actually. I'm from Sicilia.
Ah, okay.
I'm from Sicilia. I'm from the rock at the bottom, the fucking soccer ball, the boot kicks.
Sicilia.
Yeah.
I was in Sicilia.
Really? That's fucking amazing. Did you get an arancino?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Wait,
you
what?
tried arancino? Wait, what is it? What is it? If you've tried it, you know what it is. What is arancino? What's in it?
I don't think I tried it.
Oh, you fucking liar. You lied to me. You said you try arancino. You not try arancino. You're going to fucking die now.
Okay. Nah. I locked myself out.
Alright, back to talking to ChatGPT. So,
What the fuck are all the cookies? And ow.
let's read what this shit said since it was like glitching when it was typing this. Okay.
Hi. Love cookies.
Well, that's great information, but I was referring more specifically to the effects on 5-HT2A. The A2A receptor might have, the CB1 receptor might have, and the D2 receptor might have, and the way these all interact. Specifically speaking, what would be the long-term effects, aside from A2A upregulation of caffeine, on the idea that the adenosine receptor system becomes more sensitive? Would that affect the dopamine D2 signaling and the CB1 signaling, and its effects on the 5-HT2A signaling? And through what mechanism is the 5-HT2A upregulation actually happening? Through, again, the caffeine activities and the activities of CB1 and dopamine D2 and CB2. Sorry, I meant to say what are the 5-HT2A? What is the mechanism of the 5-HT2A upregulation from coffee, CB1, and CB2? It looks like it just ignored me. Hello, ChatGPT.
Is it not them?
Okay, I don't know what just happened.
Cookies. Cookies, donuts. Cookies.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh my god. Someone's dead. Who's looking for cookies, you asshole?
I don't know.
Why are these guys so loud?
I was looking for cookies. I was about to turn around and get fucking ass.
You know what cookie means in Hungarian? If you say cookie, penis.
That's
It's one of the
Oh, because cocky. Because like it's like
Not cock, cookie.
yeah, but it's like this. It's like this.
That's English.
No, dude, you don't fucking understand, bro. You realize all languages come from the same language, right? You fucking moron. You're so fucking moronic, bro. That's what I said. You're a moron.
Nah,
Yeah, you are.
I'm not from the Slavic.
Okay, no, you're so fucking stupid. You're not from the Slavic. Okay, let's Google. What does the Hungarian language come from?
Finnish.
No, watch. What does the Hungarian language come from? Let's see what fucking Google tells us, bro. Uralic language family. Okay, wait, chill. It's not a language tree. That's not how it fucking works, bro.
Not Slavic.
Okay, chill. Wait. Shut the fuck up, bro. Calm the fuck down. Okay, look. Oh my god. All languages come from the same language, bro. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. But let's look at the exact word you're talking about.
Technically yes, but like
The word cookie likely has no direct Hungarian root It's an ethnic group's name with origins whole and again. Ku, which is whole in all the other languages. So again, it comes from the same other fucking languages, bro. Ku, and in fucking and Latino, culo means asshole, bro. Because ku means ass. I mean, it means whole, bro. It means whole. Okay? So obviously, yeah, it comes from the same thing as cock, because cock also.
What does that mean? What does that have to do with anything?
Oh my god, you're not listening, bro. You're just such a moron, bro. I can't help you. I can't help you. You're too much of a moron.
I'm not.
You don't think, bro. I can't help you. You don't think, bro. You don't have a brain, dude. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't help you if you don't think. If you don't know what fucking etymology is, I definitely can't help you, bro. All words come from the same fucking root. You're just not listening to me. It's not that you don't understand, bro. You just don't want to listen. Look, listen, I'm sorry, bro, but if you don't want to listen, then you should get the fuck out of my lobby, bro. Like, you either need to learn to listen or keep your fucking comments to yourself, bro. You don't care, then get the fuck out of here. Only people that care are welcome here. Exactly, yeah, leave. Yeah, I'm glad you fucking left, you dipshit. What a fucking moron. Dude doesn't know how to listen, and he's a fucking moron. Nice, yeah, thank you for leaving. Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of people that are morons and don't know how to listen. Yeah, your fucking moronic friend left, by the way. I don't know if that was your friend, but he left. He's a moron. Honestly, I'm glad he fucking left. He's not welcome here, bro. He said he doesn't care. People that don't care are not welcome here. You either care or you fucking get the fuck out of here. Nice, you unfriended me? What a fucking bitch. Wow. Yeah, you're just another one of these fake friends. Exactly. What the fuck is up with you? Honestly, just fuck you all, bro.